Hey Kenny G TV Nation, welcome to a brand new video. It's a special video today. I'm really excited to be here. We're hanging out with our friends at the Gas City Brewing Company, and today they're going to let us take you behind the scenes to see how they make those delicious brews they serve here. I'm hanging out with Dan. Dan, why don't you tell the Kenny G TV Nation what we're going to be brewing today and what the first step is?
We're going to brew what we call a reverse mullet. It's a black IPA. And we've got water up to temperature, so right now, first thing we're going to do is mash in grains.
Now, little known fact, reverse mullet, who named that?
That would be you.
That's me. I actually hang out and party here, and I named the reverse mullet because it's business in the back, but party in the front. I mean, you guys are kind of like a reverse mullet here. You're party in the front, and your business in the back.
Yes.
So let's get rolling. So what exactly are you doing right now, Dan?
The mash in is dumping all of our malts. This has about 6 or 7 different malts in it and some wheat. And you stir it in good with the water, and sometimes it'll stick together. We call those little dough balls. So you got to get those all broke up so that we'll be able to steep. Dump all that one. It's going to be a pain in the butt regardless.
And what makes the reverse mullet a dark beer?
The next tub.
The next tub is going to make it a dark beer.
Yep. It's pretty full.
This is what makes it a dark beer.
Yep.
How much?
It's got all go.
Oh, it smells so good. We call this a slow pour. This is going to be an extra good batch. Oh, look how dark that's making it. Okay, Danny P, what's in this bucket?
That's rolled flaked oats.
Rolled flaked oats. And what do they do?
Adds a little sugar and sweetness.
Okay. Just like me. You can just call me rolled flaked oats from now on. Let me get a turn on that paddle, Danny P. Is there a trick to this?
No.
We're just stirring.
Stir. You try and get down to the bottom a time or two.
Okay.
And I get a spoon to get the dough balls.
Oh yeah, I can feel some buildup on the bottom. This is where the magic happens, right?
Yep. Let's see what we got for.
That already smells super good. So what is happening here?
Basically, we're pulling liquid out of the bottom through the coil to keep temperature and putting back in on top.
So you're almost, it's just keeping itself warm.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And we'll stop that in a minute, and so we just steep. So right now we're going to check pH. Beer should be acidic, slightly acidic. We want to be 5.5, 5.4 on pH.
So it's not like checking the pH for your pool.
Yep, same thing. You just don't want it acidic.
Gotcha.
We're at 5.7.
Okay. So we're about right there. 5.5, 5.6, what you wanted. I wish you could smell this right now. It smells so good. So what are you adding now, Dan?
Calcium sulfate or gypsum.
And what's this going to do?
That's going to bring the pH down to where we want it.
Going to bring it down to our 5.5, 5.6.
Yep.
Awesome.
Now we got to stir.
Now we got to stir. There you go. What exactly should you be looking for when you're stirring?
Just getting that mixed in all the way down.
So you're just keeping things moving right now.
Yep.
I love how the beer that's recirculating is just getting darker and darker as it comes out.
Yep. All right.
So now we're going to pH test again.
Yep.
Now I can't help but notice you're washing everything in between. You have a special bucket that you keep your stir in? Is it important to keep everything sanitized, clean, separate from everything else?
It is. Once this goes over and boils, you basically kill all germs and bacteria at a boil.
Okay.
But the less you have, the better.
A good practice then. Can that affect the taste of the beer? Not only maybe can it be hazardous, but can it affect the taste of the beer?
It could, yeah. Any kind of bacteria. Looks like we're 5.47, so that's beautiful.
Awesome.
So now we're going to shut the circulation off and let this steep for 40 minutes.
All right, we mashed in. We got 40 minutes to kill. I mean, do you guys just crack a beer? What do we do now?
Well, once in a while.
Okay.
Depending on the day. But right now we've got I've got 10 gallons of sanitizer in the fermenter. So we're going to run it for 20 minutes to sanitize everything. When we get done, we'll run the sanitizer through the heat exchanger that we'll be using later on in the brew. That way everything on the back end will be sanitized and cleaned and ready for good beer.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Let's hit it.
And we're sanitizing.
Yep.
What do you use the sanitizer for? You guys sanitize what you're going to put it in?
Anything before the boil is good, just has to be clean.
Yep.
Anything after the boil has to be sanitized with a acidic sanitizer.
So anything that touches the beer has got to be sanitized.
After the beer's boiled, everything from then on has to be sanitized and completely clean.
Okay, awesome.
So we'll sanitize this, the heat exchanger, our filter, all of our hoses.
We got a lot of sanitizing to do.
Yep.
I never knew beer was so clean, but I like it. Okay, Dan, we've mashed in. We've got our sanitizer going. We've sanitized our heat exchanger, and we got more sanitizer ready in the sink to sanitize our tools.
Yep.
Our 40-minute timer just went off.
Yep.
What do we do now?
Now we're going to start recirculating the wort. We'll pull it out of the bottom through the heat the coil to keep it at temperature and back in the top for 15 minutes.
And we're calling it wort now.
Yep.
So it was ingredients and mash. Now it's wort.
Yep. The liquid with the sugars in it is wort.
Let's move some wort.
All right, let's do it. Pop that lid. Reset timer.
Yeah, we're done recycling wort. All right, now that we're done recycling our wort, and I turn the alarm off like a pro, what's the next step?
Now we start what's called a sparge.
Okay, and for those of us who are beer drinkers and not beer makers, what's a sparge?
So it's basically a wash.
Okay.
We're pulling the wort out of the bottom into the boil kettle, and we're going to pump clean water over the grains to wash down through it to pull all the rest of the sugars out, and it'll pump it back over into here until we get up to our 75 gallons.
And then we're going to boil that.
And then we're going to boil.
Let's sparge away.
All right, let's do it. Hit that valve right there.
Just towards me.
Yep.
All the way?
Nope, right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yep. Now you got wort going in. Gonna run this till this gets clear.
And now that's washing over the oats.
Alright. Yeah. This arm has holes in it.
Okay.
So as this gets down onto the grain bed, then we'll start putting the clean water over it and to finish washing out.
Awesome. All right, so we finished spurging all of our wort,
Yep.
and now we're ready for a boil.
Now we're boiling.
So is it just, we just let it boil, or are you gonna have to add more stuff as we go?
So on this one, we'll add hops at certain times to get certain flavors, certain smells, certain bitterness. So right now we've added a hop that'll stay in there for the whole 90 minutes.
Okay.
We'll add 3 more hops at 15 minutes left, and then 3 more at 2 minutes left.
So we're just chilling until we get to 15 minutes.
Yep.
And what temperature are we boiling at?
212 degrees.
So kind of like water then.
Yep. So now you get to clean out the mash tun.
That's what I brought the cameraman for. So we'll clean that one out. All right, so we're an hour and 15 minutes into our boil. We're just about done. We're getting ready to add our 15-minute hops. Dan, why do we add some hops at 90, why some at 15, and then we're gonna add some more at 2?
You add some of them, the longer they're in, add more flavor, citrusy. Towards the end, you can add for bitterness and just a little bit of smell and taste.
So different timings give you different flavors and different smells.
Yep.
So out of curiosity, you put the hops in. What were the white tablets that you put in there?
That's what's called whirl flock. It will, after we get done boiling, we'll do a whirlpool, and it will make all the hop crumbs coagulate to the middle.
Okay, so it's making sure you're not pulling any of that out of the tank.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so we finished our Borlock, and we let it rest for 10 minutes. So 15 minutes of Warlocking, rested for 10 minutes, and now we're going to transfer it to the fermentation tank.
Yep.
How long has it got to ferment?
Ferment for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks, and it's ready to go.
And then it'll be ready to go.
Okay, what exactly is going to happen in the transfer?
So the hot wort is going to come through the heat exchanger, which has wort on one side and cold water running through the other side. So that'll cool it down, and we'll inject a little oxygen in it as it's going into the fermenter to get the yeast a boost, and till it's full, and then we tear down, clean up.
Sounds good. Let's transfer some wort.
All right, let's do it. Hit that valve, the black one.
Yep. Pull up and pull forward.
Yep. Okay. That gets any trash that might be sitting in the bottom, in the hole, or in the line. We're open, closed, we're ready to roll. Turn our cold water on. Turn our oxygen on. $75 gallon coming up.
All right, so we transferred everything into the fermenting tank, and that's pretty much it. We pulled our sample. You're over there, we're testing for ABV, which it looks like we hit dead on, which is what we love to see, apparently, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And what are we gonna do with the rest of our sample?
We have the finished wort, unfermented,
Okay,
ready to drink.
we're just drinking raw wort here.
Good sweet tea.
Here we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's, I mean, you can kind of tell like that's going to be beer. But it's not alcoholic yet, right?
Right.
It's got to ferment first.
Yep.
So it takes 3 weeks to ferment.
Yep.
Do you guys do anything in between that 3 weeks?
On this one, being an IPA, we'll put hops in 2 more times in the fermenter. And then once it's done fermenting and it's conditioning, we dump the trub out of the bottom once a week to get it to clean up. So it'll be a nice clean beer when it goes in the cooler.
And for those of us who don't know, what's trub?
It's just the yeast that coagulates, and the hop dust, anything else that might be in there, just kind of a trash that it falls out, we get rid of.
So, and the yeast actually starts the fermentation process that turns it into alcohol.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Dan, thanks for letting us hang out today.
No problem.
I appreciate you guys inviting us out. I know I had a blast.
Yep.
I
Had a fun day.
It's been a great day. I hope you guys had a good time coming behind the scenes right here at Gas City Brewing Company. I hope you learned a little something about beer. I know I did, and I'm a beer enthusiast, so it was great.
That's right.
I guess there's only one thing left to do.
Cheers.
This is the best part of brewing beer right here.
Absolutely.